Now, Karen Jacobsen's voice has helped billions of people by answering your questions and helping you out when you're lost. No, she isn't some kind of all-knowing being. She is the voice inside countless GPS devices, and she's also the voice of Australian Siri, which you will find on your iPhone. She is with us now. Good morning to you, Karen.
Oh, I do love that, an all-knowing being. I haven't heard that one before, but I'll take it.
Well, you are our overlord. We are your underlings, and we bow to you this morning. How do you get a gig like that?
You know, I'm originally from Mackay in North Queensland. I'm coming to you today from the beautiful Whitsundays. And when I was 7 years old, I saw Olivia Newton-John on TV, and my dream was to become a professional singer and move to America. I moved to New York. Spent 20 years there before this pandemic crisis. A client had an audition. They were looking for a native Australian female voiceover artist living in the northeast of the United States. I went to the audition. I got the job. I recorded for 50 hours. And now I'm in over 1 billion GPS and smartphones and elevators and cruise ships and software applications telling people where to go and what to do while I'm here with you right now.
Isn't that awesome? I'm just going to play something for you. This is my phone. Siri, what's happening with the weather this morning?
Here's the weather this morning.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, it's absolutely my pleasure.
Why did they want an Australian voice?
Oh, come on, the Australian accent. It is an excellent accent. But early in the piece, when this technology was first being put together, they identified that the Australian accent was one of the most pleasant English-speaking accents to listen to. So it was a high priority, which was very good for me.
How did you go about recording it? I mean, 50 hours of recordings. I'm assuming that took some days, perhaps even some weeks. How many hours a day? What was the script? What did it look like?
So it was 4 hours a day maximum because they did not want my voice to sound fatigued at all. The script was massive. It was like, you know, a phone book. And for those who aren't familiar, a phone book is a book they used to put all of the numbers of the local businesses in. It was a massive script. So 4 hours a day, I would go to the studio, I would record for 4 hours, then I'd go back to my hotel room because it was recorded in Ithaca, New York. They wanted me to sound, my voice to sound calm and consistent. So they didn't want it to sound fatigued in any way. So I had to rest my voice every day after 4 hours of recording. And that went on for 3 weeks.
It's weird. You kind of become a friend to so many people and you have this cult following. What sort of reaction do you get from people when they realise you are the voice of Siri? And I can only imagine the sort of weird requests you get from people to voice things for them.
I do. I actually was involved in, an appearance at a gala event the other night, and even the director of that event asked me if I'd record something for him. And it is really, but often people will have me record something for their kids. You know, it is quite a delight because people relate to me, Karen Jacobsen, as if they know me and as if, they want to tell me about the wonderful trips we've taken together, and they're very familiar with me as if we know each other. And that truly is something uplifting. I mean, these are unusual times, to say the least, and to have that kind of positive and uplifting interaction, I mean, what could be wrong with that?
Have you covered off everything? Do you ever get called back? Are you still having to do little sort of top-ups?
Occasionally I will, someone will have a customized voice system that they want to integrate with another voice system. But yes, that original job was massive. I mean, it was just massive. And how amazing that that team of engineers, still, it just amazes me, the technology, and that they could figure out how to make this happen.
What's it like driving in your own car when you're looking for directions? Is that a bit surreal?
Telling myself where to go and what to do. Oh my gosh. Well, I spent 20 years in New York City, so we didn't own a car. And it's only more recently, since, the last year and a half, we've been back in Australia and I've been in a car. So, it's odd. It's odd.
Was it a tricky question, but was it a lucrative gig? Was it something you said, well, every time you use my voice, I would like royalties for that, please? Or was it just one of those things, you did a one-off job, done, with a little bit of tweaking on the side?
What a cheeky question, Amanda. I'm sorry, I'm not authorised to answer that question.
I love it.
Yeah,
Good comeback.
my kids are always trying to actually throw you something like that, and they get that response, or trying to throw you a bit of, be nasty, to tell you the truth, and they get that response. But I guess your partner's a bit different. He will get a response, won't he?
Oh, goodness. Well, when our son was little, he's 13 now, but when he was about 4 and we were driving around on vacation, we would have a rental car. And I think he thought that everybody's mummy was in their own phone. So, which I think is pretty adorable.
That is cute.
Yeah.
And you were able to spend, the rest of your life telling your partner and all of your friends where to go.
Well, as an all-knowing being, as heard on the AM show in New Zealand, I do have the answer for everything. Isn't that correct?
Can you do anything else now? Because, you're Siri.
I can do anything and everything else. And I don't know if that's a lead-in question, but I just released a new album.
Oh.
I'm a singer and songwriter, and I just released my 10th album, Ready for What I Came Here For. And the new single is Take Me to Hayman Island. So yeah, it is exciting, because as that's been my entire life from being very tiny, is as a songwriter and a singer, and of course having my voice end up in all these devices was somewhat of a detour and an unexpected development in my singer-songwriter career. So it certainly feels really good to be sharing music with a message right now.
And have you ever met Olivia Newton-John, taking it full circle? Has that happened?
Oh, I went to this event and I actually had the great thrill of getting to meet her. Yes, but can I tell you what she said?
Go.
So she said, I said, I just want to thank you for being such an inspiration in my life. And she said, oh, what a lovely thing to say. What's your name? And I said, Karen Jacobsen. She said, oh, you're Karen Jacobsen?
Oh,
I'm still getting over it.
We just missed the punchline on that. All we got to was your Karen Jacobsen.
Oh, and then she said, oh, you're Karen Jacobsen? I love your CD.
No way.
brilliant.
Yes way! I am still getting over it. It's so powerful, even the internet can't handle it.
There you go. Karen Jacobsen, the voice of Siri. We thank you so much for your time this morning, and good luck with your latest album.
You have reached your destination.